have just had an awful lot of fun promoting music, but promoting goodness and enjoying one another, enjoying people. We've got a close-knit family with really all our polka fans for many, many years. We have people that have been following our group from day one for 40 years now.
Now, do you play at the polka events around here, like at St. Adalbert's?
St. Adalbert's, the Polish Community Center in Albany, St. Mary's we've played, many, many weddings, the Italian-American Club, the old Armory down on Erie Boulevard, played there several years ago when they used to have a lot of dances. The KSC Hall over here, a few blocks over.
And you play other music too, you don't just play polka music,
oh, yeah.
Right?
No, we play a variety of music. Now, Polkapalooza, again, the forte of it will be polkas, but we'll mix up the music that day too. We'll play some rock and roll for them. We'll do some nice ballads. We'll do some Spanish Eyes type of music, and
nice.
Everybody will have a good time. And we're actually now promoting a concept that we call polkaling. And basically, how we came up with this idea of polkaling is that a lot of the people that still come to the dances now are getting elderly. Some don't dance an awful lot anymore, but they still like to get out, meet friends, have a good time. So whether you tap your feet, whether you sing, whether you just kibitz with your neighbors or meet friends, it's all called polkaling, as long as there is polka music being played.
Now, did you coin that phrase?
Well, yes and no. We've got a couple dancers that actually follow our band. They come down from the Syracuse area. They'll come down all the way down here just to go to a 4-hour polka dance. They love their dancing. And I was talking to one of the girls about a year ago, and she said to me, "When's the next polkaling?" I says, "Excuse me, what is polkaling, Julie?" Her name is Julie. She says, "Oh my God," she says, "I feel so bad, and I'm a school teacher." I says, "Julie, that was wonderful. You just gave me an idea." So about the last year or so, I've been thinking about polkaling as not only a song, but a whole concept. And I wrote a song, "Let's Go Polkaling." So we started playing that at the last couple engagements. And also, we bought some jackets that say, "Let's Go Polkaling." About 20 people already have bought the jackets, and we've got hats. And I mean, it's just starting to grow. We're just trying to keep polka music and the heritage alive, keep people having a good time, relating with one another, because that's what life is all about.
Exactly.
And we just have such a nice group of people that we've gotten to be not only polka fans with, but just friends, good people. We're like one great big family. And Marty's been a very big part of it for many, many years. Marty and I have so much fun together that it's... I'll always say to him, the first thing we get to a job, we'll say, "Marty, do you feel like playing polka music today?" "I always feel like playing polka music." He just loves his polka music.
It's always polka time.
Yeah, it's always polka time with Marty.
Wow. Lawrence Welk, you must have listened to him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Champagne music.
He had a following, that's for sure. Yeah.
I actually grew up here in Schenectady, right off of Eastern Avenue. Went to Mount Terrace High School, and then we were the first class that graduated from Linton High School. And for years, going back years, started actually in a career with my insurance business. I used to right down here in the Stockade area. So
really?
it's kind of, I know so many people right here in the area.
So are you an insurance man by trade?
Yes, I'm actually, I'm retired now. I'm still a little involved in it, but for many, many years with Prudential Insurance. Mm-hmm. And then Marty and I have had the polka music, the polka band going about 40 years now. So
wow.
We're stayers.
Now, were you in the service also, like Marty was?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was fortunate to stay home when guys like Marty went into service, and I had to kind of keep an eye on the females.
Well, that's a full-time job, isn't it? Oh, wow.
No, we're really looking forward to this event because we know so many people in the Schenectady area that it's going to be like an old family get-together, just to see people come out and have a good time and mix and meet some new friends, see some old ones, and should be great. If the weather is good, it'll be great.
Now, are the reservations coming in?
Yeah, right now we've got a little bit more than 100 people that have signed up for the chicken barbecue.
That's wonderful.
And we want the people to know that those, I mean, obviously we would like even more people to come for the chicken barbecue, but if for some reason, you know, they feel they can't make it for the chicken barbecue, the dancing, everybody is welcome to come along for the dancing, and there won't be any charge for the dancing.
Okay.
So the music will be from 3 to 7. Chicken barbecue will be a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And that's what, Marty, the chicken barbecue. 1 to 5 for the chicken barbecue, and that's $12.
Yes.
And then whether you have the barbecue or not, you know, the dancing will be free. But the dancing will go on till 7. But I think we got a great day planned for everybody, you know, with the barbecue. And I'll tell you, these people, this is the first time I've met some of these nice people here in the association. And I'll tell you, they are enthusiastic and they work so hard. And you'll meet some of them a little bit later on in today's program. But I'll tell you this, Mary Ann and Chris and Mary Ann's sister and some of the people that I've met, I mean, very enthusiastic. And boy, you ask them for something and they can't wait to
they need to wear
get their feet wet.
They need to wear a shirt that says, "Just do it."
Yeah.
Because those are the kind of people that get the job done.
Yeah.
And I know Chris for a long time, and she sees me on my walk, because I walk in your neighborhood just about every day.
Yeah.
I walk down around East Front Street. Chris. Chris is over there. And we're going to meet Mary Ann in a minute.
We're hoping for good weather and a good turnout. And I can personally guarantee people who like music and want to have a good time, you'll have the time of your life. You'll have the time of your life. Even if you've never been to a polka dance, just come and hear the music and tap your feet and meet your peoples.
Yeah, it's all about connections.
Yeah,
I think there's going to the Greek festival near
the festival, the Italian
festival, the Stockade Art Show.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any more, but hopefully
those
people that are curious
three.
and want to hear some polka music will come over.
So now we'll have a fourth.
Have a good
fun time. Where do you live now?
I live right now in Waterford. Actually live in Half Moon. It's a Waterford address, but Waterford, Half Moon, Clifton Park, we're right on the border of all three of them. I'm probably about 25 minutes from here, from the Schenectady area.
Because Waterford had some problems from
flooding,
Irene, right?
Yeah.
But I hadn't heard too much about that area because I think they're pretty well back to normal.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, they didn't get anything like down around here, but well, you mentioned that, and I can remember taking a ride on Front Street last year and just almost shaking my head going through and going down North Street and some of the side streets, and my goodness, I mean, these people have been through an awful lot. So here's a day to get out and release. have really just.
People need to celebrate
Yep.
the accomplishments that have not just taken place in their lifetime, but over this last year, which has been amazing for so many people.
Amazing to see how people stick together and work together just to rebuild and renew and refresh.
Right, and if it weren't for the volunteers, I don't think there'd be as much progress made as there was, because the volunteerism around here, I think, is great. You know, I'm a volunteer. I put in 40 hours a week with my organization, and the other people around me, you know, are volunteers as well. And so if you have a job, you've got to try to fit that in too, so that can be challenging. Well, I'm really glad. I think we've filled up this spot here with some more great information, Do you have anything you want to add? How about you, Marty?
I'll tell a little story I like to tell about us in the band. When the first time we ever played together was at St. Mary's. It was during Lent, I think, and you had to have these little cans that you made donations. When you didn't eat candy, you put it in, and then you donated it to the church. And we decided that we were going to have a dance in the school, in the auditorium that was on the second floor. And we were playing, and the kids were dancing. They had a dime. I bought my toy cash register in. I had to put 10 cents in.
I remember them.
You had to pay 10 cents to get in, and then we donated that to the church. And there we are. We had a different band then. There was all the members. I don't know, we were 7th or 8th grade. We're on the stage. We had a saxophone, a clarinet. I think we had the accordion and a piano player. And we're having a good time. Kids are dancing, and some little girl got up and started dancing on the stage. And I remember one of the nuns didn't quite appreciate that at all, so she came storming up onto the stage, and the little girl hopped off. There was a table at the foot of the stage, and the nun hopped off. The girl hopped on the table, hopped on the floor, and ran away. And the nun hopped on the table, and it collapsed. And she went boom, and that was the end of our show. She said, "That's it."
Oh, what a great ending, huh?
Final curtain.
I just wanted to ask you guys: were you in the band in school, in high school?
Yeah, that's where we actually started. Both of us getting used to music, but it was several years later before we actually started our celebration band.
Yep. And how about junior high? Were you, or in the lower grades? Did they have bands then?
No. Marty actually went to Mount Pleasant. I went to Naterras, and we kind of not really lost track of each other. But then he went into the service, and but like I say, probably a dozen or 15 years later, we met up again.
Well, it was fate that got you guys back together again. It's a wonderful story.
I played in high school. I played in college in the band, in the marching bands, and also I played when I got out of the service in the marching band in Westchester. It was we marched at firemen's parades. And the most interesting thing is I think I practiced my clarinet in Hong Kong, in New Zealand, in Australia, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I always had my clarinet with me.
This was during the service, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we had one concert when I was first in the service. We played in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and that was. I remember, if I have time, my music teacher told me. He says, "Look at Marty." He says, "Practice." He says, because if you go into the service, you won't have to clean the latrine. He was in the Army. And I said, "Oh, wow." So here I am on the USS Essex as a midshipman, and I'm cleaning the toilet. They're stainless steel urinals, and I'm polishing them up. And all of a sudden, at that time, they had all what they call scrambled eggs. This commander swings around the door and says, "Mr. Beister?" And I said, "Yes." Snapped to attention. I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "I understand you play the clarinet." And I said, "Yes, I do." He says, "Come on with me. You're in the band." I said, "I got to finish." He says, "No, you don't." So I went and I joined the band, and I never had to clean another urinal.
That's a great story. He told you the truth, didn't he?
Yeah, it worked out just like my music teacher told me.
Well, isn't that great? That's a fun story. Well, I think we'll take us another short break here, and thank you, Donnie, for joining this segment, and we'll talk a little bit later.
Okay.
And have some refreshments over there too.